This week's edition of Gorehound Sunday features a film by Marcus Koch, 100 Tears, which centers around a hefty murder clown rampaging in a small town. And yes, I said clown, it's clown in French. With the clown horror genre being so oversaturated, will 100 Tears bring tears of grotesque joy or tears of sheer boredom? As always, this review contains spoilers and discussions of extreme violence and other things that may offend the weak-minded. This is your content warning. Let me start this review out by saying I absolutely fucking despise. I hate Voltaire with every fiber of my being. I don't care who you are, if you're my favorite person in the world. I hate Voltaire. Just getting that out there. I hate Voltaire so much that any movie that uses his music immediately loses 9 points of its possible fucking 9 out of 10. And typically gets turned off and thrown out. I wanted to mute it at every chance I had at listening to any snippet of this music. 100 Tears follows a pair of tabloid journalists on their journey to land a great story in their boring hole of a wall town. Their desire to write a news piece to end all news pieces leads them to the story of a murderous clown who disappeared many years ago, assumed dead. Will being Snoops lead to the tabloid story of the century or their grisly demise? The center point of the film is Gertie the clown, a rotund clown that makes one Miss Pogo the clown, except instead of being an awkward beta that fucked up multiple times, don't worry, I still love you, Pogo. Pogo is awesome. Gertie is a violent brute that may defy death similar to other horror icons. His weapon of choice is a beautiful oversized hog splitter-esque blade, which many people will lose limbs and innards to. In their journey to find out more about Gertie, the pair of reporters find themselves asking questions at a carnival nearby. The very carnival that our big boy clown used to clown at. Their inquiries are met like a car into a brick wall, quite expectedly. They do get a lead on someone who may know more. After a lengthy foot pursuit with a height-challenged individual, they come to a standoff. They're accused of being police. After much talking, they reassure our carny friend that they're merely just journalists, and a meeting is arranged at a later date for some reason. At the meeting, we learn that Gertie's tragic origins involving loving one of his co-workers, which led to a sexy romp in the hay. The idea of a beautiful young woman fucking a big fat sad clown upsets another woman carny. She decides to inform the carnival's strongman that Gertie is raping the young woman, just to start a big fight drama scene. The strongman fucks Gertie's shit up, only to have Gertie kill him in self-defense. The little man tells Gertie to run and never come back. Turns out our little big mouth was Gertie's best friend and potential only pal. Probably should have kept your mouth shut though, but soon enough our killer clown attacks his little pal, only stopping his brutal assaults when the little snitch gives the address of his one-time lover. Bros before hoes, right? This little bro must definitely got that woman killed, right? In another scene, we see a rather sexy girl walking along a dark road. A random guy offers to give her a ride, and things get a bit steamy for this lucky dude. That is, until the next day, when we see that life escaped his body. We're led to believe that Gertie has butchered another victim while the young female possibly escaped. Well, guess what? That that's not the case. Did you guess that the sexy girl would turn out to be the Clune's grown-up daughter? Huh? And not only that, but it seems the desire to kill is very genetic, as she is a murderous psychopath just like her daddy. When the two meet for the first time, I expected a Clune versus Psycho Bitch showdown. Instead, they team up to make the cutest pair of killers ever. In the final of the film, our journalists have found Gertie's murder emporium, an abandoned warehouse filled with rotting bodies, all chopped up rather nicely. As the journalists try to chase down the Clune, the daughter distracts them by pretending to be a victim of Clune's brutality. The sexy hellspawn does her best Triple H impression and uses a sledgehammer to rearrange the journalist girl's spine. The diabolic daughter then runs up a set of stairs her father is climbing and puts a bullet in him. 100 tears would be shed here if I had the ability to cry. The traitorous girl leaves the scene walking down the road. Suddenly, she's hit by a car in a bloody display of road rage. Somehow the journalist bitch got out of the warehouse with a broken spine, I guess. 18 months later, the journalist has written a book called 100 Tears. A large, rotund man is in line to get his copy autographed. She asks him his name and looks up with a shocked face, recognizing our vicious Clune. And the end is expected from Marcus Koch. This film is filled with extremely high-quality gore. Heads go flying, limbs are severed, blood flows in gratuitous amounts. I would have liked to see more of the father-daughter duo killing unsuspecting people, but sadly the duo doesn't last too long. I also wanted the daughter to get a murder Clune makeover. Now, let's go back to the beginning of this review. I hate Voltaire. I can't say it enough. His music is shit. He is annoying as fuck. His fans are akin to the fedora-tipping milady guy, and I drop any film showing his music. It puts me in a rage. I'm going to read all over this fucking review. I hate it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Fight me, bitch. Somehow, Mr. Koch has managed to make a film so good that it kind of neutralizes the rule of deducting 9 points of tossing the film into the shit bin. I give 100 Tears a solid 9 out of 10. If you were surprised by that, I kind of am too. I give it 9 out of 10. I give 100 Tears a solid. It's a solid 9 out of 10. Okay? 9 Clunes. And if you recognize the word Clune from being from Baskets, props to you. You guys get some cool points, because I like that show. I'd give away my collection of Simp Souls for a Baskets the Clown horror film. That shit would be tight. Anyways, until next time, sinners, bye-bye.